Okay, you guys, we are back with another banging video. In this video, guys, we're gonna talk about Cardi B already being pregnant for Maduka Okoye. Now, I want to make it clear, and just to make it clear, because I know oftentimes when you say stuff, and when you put up a video, a lot of people will be quick to comment on the video without watching the video. And it's a very frequent practice that I see on social media, and content creators, they get blamed. They get wrongfully accused of doing things that they are not doing. So I'm saying that to say, watch the video before commenting. Okay? Now, as you guys know, Cardi B has been dating the Nigerian/Italian football player Maduka Okoye. That man is more Italian than he is Nigerian, to be honest, right? No, a lot of videos of this man, it's floating around Instagram mostly. And the girls are crushing. They're saucing on this man. They're saying he looks good, he looks hot, and oh my God, they don't blame Cardi B, and Cardi B has chosen a really, really good one. And I do think that physically, his physique, he looks really, really good. And while he looks good, we've heard, unpleasant allegations about this man. And we have to say, even though we've seen images, it is an allegation at this point. So, is Cardi B in a good place? Maybe. Is she in a bad place? Maybe. We don't know for sure. But based on the amount of women that I see come out, they're gassing her up, saying, yes, I love this girl. I love this for you. Go for it. He's fine. He looks good. And yes, girl, get down with it. Very few people are saying to her, be careful not to have another baby so quick. So many people are saying she wanted 6 kids, and this guy, his physicality is perfect for her to bear him a child, right? So I'm just looking at the comments and how her fan base, they're hyping her up. And I'm like, this woman is already pregnant for this man, because Cardi B loves to do the daredevil things. She's a daredevil, right? And I'm saying she's already pregnant for this man, right? Which means that, so let me make it clear. Let me make it clear for the ones in the back now. Have you ever sat in the back of the class? If you're there, it's time for you to move up. Move up to the front row, please, right? So let me make it clear. I'm not saying that at present she's actually pregnant. What I'm saying is that based on the speed she seems to be moving, with the encouragement, with the bad advice of the fan base and the girlies on the internet who are making videos telling her, oh yes, Cardi B, girl, you definitely know how to choose them. This one is fine, honey. You did the right thing. You chose the right one. He looks good and he looks hot, and all of that and a lot more is true. But, should these girls be hyping Barney up on this man? Well, what are friends for? Let's put it that way. What are friends for, right? Even though they may not know her personally, they are her friends. Her fan base, they are her virtual friends. So I'm gonna say what are friends for. But it is up to Barney to know her limits. No, I hate to have some discussions about women. Honestly, I do. Whether you're someone I'm fond of, not fond of, I believe when it comes to a woman and her body, like her person, I believe it is her right to determine what she wants to do with her person. But there are things that I may disagree with, like the BBL. It's too much, it's too much. And I'm looking at her and I'm saying to myself, what is this woman going to do when she gets older? What is she going to do as an older gal with such a backside, So while I don't like to talk about some things when it comes to women and their person, there are things that I may talk about just on the surface, but not deep, right? So when it comes to her having a baby for this guy, I can't tell this woman what to do in terms of that. She has to know what it is that she wants to do in terms of that. And Cardi B is basically breaking down the barriers. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, really. But Cardi B is basically breaking down the barrier of if the guys can do it, I can do it. She's putting that out there. So they would normally put up this wall to say a woman cannot do what a guy does and still be a lady. But like hell, Cardi B will always be looked at like a lady, even though she's not a lady. She's not. We know she's not by any shape, form, or definition. Is she a woman? Yes. Does she possess ladylike qualities? She do, a few. But oftentimes we see her acting more ratchet, more gangster. I'll beat you up. I'll bust your ass. And she uses expletives like they are from the rivers of Babylon and it's just flowing in abundance nonstop. And she's raw, she's unfiltered and all of that. So while she's a woman, that softness of a woman that people normally encourages, we don't see much of that from her, which is the ladylike qualities, right? So she's what you call ghetto, more hood, more gangster. And I think it is okay. But I believe that when it comes to Cardi B, having kids and who she wants to have kids with, as a woman, even though I'm not a fan of hers at present because of so many things more than one, the moment that for me, like my breaking point was not the fact that she was going after Tasha K again, because if she felt as though it was her right, who am I to tell her not to exercise her right? Do I agree with, her consistently going after Tasha K? No. I believe that it's old and she needs to wrap it up, not because she's afraid of anyone, but for herself and her kids. Like, give yourself the gift of freedom to cut ties from certain situations because you've already made your point. She has made her point so much. Have you ever seen someone winning at the casino and they have won so much? Like you'll go into the casino, you step in with $13 and then within an hour, you have won $130,000 and it is sweet and it is addictive. But that should be the time you say, you know what? Let me walk away, go home, enjoy this money, and I'm going to save a little something from it to come back another day. But you're there and you're playing. You lost 20. You start playing again. You lose another 20. And even though you see that you're losing, you're hopeful that the winning streaks will come back. And even when you're halfway through your winnings, you are not going to say to yourself, it's better to have half of something rather than half of nothing, even though the possibilities are endless. Let me go home with something. So that is how I see Barnaby with the case with Tasha K. She just wants more. She just wants more. And it's discipline. It's discipline. While you yourself, you're not a decent human being because didn't you drug and rob men to get to where you're at? You did, right? So you're no better than this woman. But where I drew the line was when she told Tasha K that you're going to be in your sick bed paying me forever or something along that line. Not verbatim, but I'm just paraphrasing. And your kids are not going to go to college. I think that sometimes we do get mad at people, but like that was my point of I'm tired of hearing the ugliness coming from her onto darker skinned woman. And I realized that she definitely had a pattern. When the woman is of a darker complexion, the fire is hotter coming from Cardi B. But when the woman's complexion is lighter, She stays calm. She stays quiet. She will resolute, like what she wanted to do with Lotto. But the moment that Lotto was like, yeah, I would maybe do a sit down with her, but not now being a new mom and stuff, right? She shaded Lotto, but in a mild manner. If Lotto was a darker skinned girl, she would be on Spaces Live, and you mother this bitch, and this and that. I offered you a bag. Why wouldn't you want to take a bag from the brim? That is how she would treat a darker skinned girl. And that is just the truth. This is something that we've seen on a repeated basis. So when she did that to Tasha K, I was like, you know what? It's too much now. How long am I going to sit down and watch this type of behavior and support this type of behavior? It was too much. Focus on what you believe is yours, but why are you wishing ill health on someone who is already struggling with their health? You have asthma. What if someone says, bitch, the next time you go on stage to perform, I pray your oxygen locks off completely, you run out of breath completely, and you never come back. I would hate for someone to say that to her too, because I'm like, do you understand what you're even wishing on that person? Do you even need to go that far? Is it even warranted for you to go that far? Sometimes we do too much. So I'm just saying, I drew the line right there. But I'm saying, based on, I don't like to tell people what to do, and I can't tell people what to do with their life, but I think that she is going a bit too fast with these men and having the babies. I think she should slow down, take some time to know the guy, because it's okay for her to have however many kids she wants to, but having so many kids in a broken home, her home is broken, Offset doesn't talk to her, she's beefing with Offset, she's beefing with Stefan Diggs, sometimes she's there, sometimes she's not there. Her home is like a highway. The traffic is high. And she needs to realize that it's not healthy for the kids. And if she should sit down and talk to the kids, just listen to your children. You may think that they don't know what is best, but the little ones are really smart. So I would say to Barney B, people are encouraging you to go with this man, but very few are saying, be careful not to get pregnant for him. Very few people are saying that. So kudos to the very few who are just trying to look out for her, but she's not going to listen to the very few. She's a daredevil. She loves the hype. She loves the toxic, negative influence. And as such, you have to literally say she's already pregnant for this man, because based on how critics on the internet have been hyping her up, it's not far-fetched. It is literally not far-fetched. Okay? But that's just my 2 cents on that. Let me know what you guys think, and we're gonna talk some more in the comment section. Peace.